Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Prices in crypto markets globally have continued to slide over the last 24 hours for the most part. But you know what? We are gonna make it. We're definitely going to make it. You know why? Because we're not damn idiots. You know what it takes to make it in investing? Patience. It takes the removal of emotion from making important financial decisions. I got to show you some stuff in this video. Seriously, this is some very interesting stuff. In fact, there's one chart that I found supremely interesting, and it's showing that something is happening right now in terms of price action that has only happened 3 other times in history, and it's been a good omen every single time. And I just keep thinking, like, my gosh, despite the short-term price action, which has got some people impatient, it's shaking some people out of the market, and I'll show you some data on that too in this video. My gosh, the incredible opportunity, for me personally, it could not be more clear. While some people have trouble sleeping at night because of the volatility, I'd have trouble sleeping at night if I didn't have exposure to the crypto that I have exposure to. And I think people are going to look back in another decade or two and just be like, "Oh man, I wish I'd known about crypto back then. I probably would have just made a fortune." I'm like, you probably wouldn't have. Most people don't have what it takes, but I think that in the XRP community, there like a lot of us are actually rather well informed and do get this stuff. I certainly have a strong impression from the people that watch stuff on my channel that you guys get it, and you're making emotional buying and selling decisions substantially less frequently than the typical retail speculator. And so I do think we're going to make it, even setting aside all the awesome utility stuff, which I've been highlighting for years and years and years, just in terms of just how humans speculate and what the potential is. Man, I'm telling you, it's not going to take much money flowing in to get prices for XRP and the entire crypto asset class way higher than where we are right now. But I do want to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is down to 76 cents, but hey, good news, it is back to number 6 in market cap, at least at the time that I'm recording this. You may recall it was at 6, and then 7, and then 8, and then 7, and then 8 again, and then 7, and now it's back to 6. Hooray, good times. Market cap for the asset class just a hair over 2 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 40.38%. But how are the lovable, cuddly little retail lemmings feeling out there? Not so hot. Here's the crypto fear and greed index at 30 out of 100, so the market is back into fear. Cry. It's whatever, man. So what are we looking at right now? Well, this is actually an important point, and it's not guaranteed that we're going to see a higher price action, but that is what the analysts that I follow, by and large anyway, seem to think is most likely. Here's a tweet from Credible Crypto with a blown up chart on your screen. And Credible Crypto shared the following. The weekly candle closes, he's talking about Bitcoin, by the way. The weekly candle closes in 2 days, and we want to close inside/above the blue region shown here to maintain this as a bullish retest. Intra-week can go lower. It's the close that matters. Further confirmation on a lower time frame break in market structure, and then a higher low. So this blue level right here, where I'm circling on the screen in case you happen to be looking, is what is significant. So I'll just ballpark the number. Just call it low $42,000 region. As long as Bitcoin closes on Sunday, at least at that level, hopefully higher, but if it closes at that level, that's a good sign. That will mean to Credible Crypto that it's much more likely we're going to see a bounce to the upside and then a pullback, but that low before going up again is going to be higher than what we just saw at that low of $42,000. That's what he's anticipating, and he's not the only one. In fact, here is chart analyst Michael Vandepop saying basically the same thing, that the price level is slightly different. He thinks it could be as low as, it's about the same region. Yeah, if you're talking about maybe the $42,000 range. Yeah, it's pretty similar here anyway. But here's what he tweeted out. Bitcoin approaching crucial level to test if it wants to continue moving upwards to potentially $56,000. So he seems to be thinking about the same as Credible Crypto. So this is the level to watch for according to them. Wouldn't mind seeing a break above. Now this next chart is actually the one that I found most interesting. out of all the chart and data that I'll be sharing with you in this video, this is the one that's most interesting to me personally. And I came across it thanks to chart analyst Credible Crypto. He wrote, "It's okay to be a bear, just don't be one here. Bitcoin." So I was like, okay, what's he talking about? So he shared this from another analyst named Plan C, and the chart is now full screen. And this chart is labeled supply last active 1+ years ago, rate of change, which is the Z-score. Now, I tell you what, I don't know about you guys. I do not enjoy math. I have a marketing degree, and I'll tell you, it's weird how many math courses and statistics courses you have to take to get a freaking market degree. I mean, I'm like, I just want to get into business. Can I just not do the number stuff? But no, you have to do the number stuff. So anyway, I got through it. I just don't enjoy it at all. And I've actually, consequently, now that it's been, like 15 years since I graduated, I'm 38 now, I've forgotten about 100% of it. So I was like, okay, thank you, university, for making me do that. And I have now forgotten all that information that I paid for. But that's how it is with most stuff. You don't practice it, you don't retain it. I get it. That's life, fine. They want you to be well-rounded. That's what they say anyway. But anyway, as a result, so I was like, oh yeah, Z-score. I don't remember what the hell that is. So I did have to look that up, admittedly, before recording this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. But here's what's going on in this chart. So a Z-score, it gives you an idea of how far from the mean a data point is. And so in this case, the data point is Bitcoin supply that was last active 1+ years ago. So this chart is showing that this quantity of Bitcoin has only been inactive for so long 3 other times in the history of Bitcoin. And the first 3 times it happened was right before a gigantic bullish trend up in price. And we're now seeing this for the 4th time ever. So will history repeat and we see Bitcoin price trend up dramatically? Well, and see, that's why this information is so interesting. And I actually personally happen to find on-chain data for Bitcoin or XRP, pick your crypto. I find on-chain data to actually be genuinely more interesting than just people doing chart analysis. That doesn't mean I don't value chart analysis. But the on-chain metrics, it's just interesting to see how humans are behaving. And people are just holding. So, 4 years ago, after the pop to almost $20,000, which was the then all-time high for Bitcoin, it looked like a bloodbath, basically. It looked like a murder scene if you go back just 4 years ago. Now, we just had another all-time high, up to almost 70 grand, and people are like, yeah, I'm just going to hold. This is markedly different behavior. It really is. And so you're looking at this, it's the 4th time in history we've seen this. And so that's what they're indicating here with the Z-score. So will this be the first time we don't see a trend up? And it happens over a period of time. It's not like, I'm not saying like it's just like snap of a finger and all goes. You can see what it looked like on the screen here. Because this black line, that's the price of actual Bitcoin. And then this other line here, whether it's, what is this, bluish, I guess, that's what they're talking about in terms of rate of change Z-score. So how far off it is from the mean for that particular data point. That's incredible. See, data like this I find supremely interesting. It's like, is history going to repeat? Well, no matter what, to me, this is just what I believe. It's going to go up. It's just whatever the time frame looks like. The market still moves in tandem, and there's so little money in XRP. That's why I keep saying, like, I really very genuinely believe, like, there are a ton of people, probably some listening right now, that are just going to make an absolute fortune, life-changing money in XRP. Don't know for sure how high it's going to go, especially for this market cycle. I don't pretend to, and I don't make price predictions, but I'm highly confident just drawing upon the past, looking at how things have historically unfolded. What's the behavior look like? I don't know if you guys are like me, but I found this chart to be supremely interesting, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to experience it all in real time together. But there's a reason I'm excited every single day for the future in this. It is that big a deal. And regular, everyday people, yes, can achieve life-changing wealth in crypto. It's the fastest way to achieve it, frankly. And it's not for most people. I don't think most people are equipped to emotionally handle what it takes to make that type of life-changing wealth in this asset class. But the opportunity is there. It's a knocking, my friends. Now take a look at this from on-chain analyst Willy Woo. Shared this with his 1 million followers all up on the Twitters. Bitcoin price rejected off the cost basis of short-term holders, which is less than 5 months. In plain English, it means weak hands who were underwater sold off to get their money back. Not gonna make it. This is not how investing in new technology works. Take the long arc. So that's his tweet. And so I'm sitting there thinking, right, they're probably not going to make it if they're panic selling over something like that. But again, we are going to make it. There is so much freaking opportunity here. It's just a matter of time. And long time passes, the more people feel like it's just never going to happen until one day it just does. That's just how this stuff works. People are saying the same crap in 2017. XRP, this crap coin. I could have had my money and all this other stuff. It's not going to do anything. And then it melted faces and went from about 20 cents to almost $4 after starting the market cycle at half a penny. It was just insane. It was up like 80,000% from the bottom of the cycle to the top of the cycle. And so the bottom of the cycle for XRP this time was 11 cents. That was the bottom. So what's the top going to be? We haven't seen it yet, folks. Patience. And then there's also this. I thought I'd just mention this real quickly. Here's the headline from Crypto Potato. We see Bitcoin at $1 million. Michael Saylor and Kathy Wood at Bitcoin 2022 in Miami. And they do see that. And I think Kathy Wood in particular is an interesting individual. Obviously, she's found a tremendous amount of success here running ARK Invest. And you might find this interesting because I've said so many times, there's barely any money in crypto. And so, like, you could even say it about Bitcoin. Like, there's barely any money in Bitcoin. So you see the market cap for it is 809 billion. But understand, the actual amount of fiat currency, real money, that went into Bitcoin was way less than that because the price just gets bid up. So barely any money in existence has gone into Bitcoin at all, and it's that. So that represents a ton of opportunity. But then you look at XRP, and there's even way more lesser. If I could just say a stupid phrase that doesn't make sense. There's way less money in XRP, which means the multiplier effect as money gets in, price gets bid up so quickly. So what's it going to take to see like really crazy, like what we today would perceive as crazy price, like $1 million Bitcoin? Well, Kathy has some perspective to share on this. This is her personal opinion. And so the article reads as follows. On the technology side, Wood sees a lot of potential for further growth by removing friction for customers. Making the process of trading and transacting with crypto more streamlined will bring in more users, Wood believes. On the price side, she said her fund ARK Invest is looking at a price target of $1 million for a Bitcoin. $1 million each, folks. And here's a quote. And this is the cool part. And we'll see if she's right or not. But her thinking is in line with what I've been saying since like 2017, basically, when it comes to crypto. There's like no money in this. It doesn't take much money flowing in. But anyway, here's what she said. We don't need much. All we need is that 2.5% of all assets is allocated in Bitcoin, she explained. So you're talking about Bitcoin being worth $1 million if all assets, just 2.5% of all assets end up in Bitcoin, which is a tiny percentage. And Bitcoin might end up truly having staying power forever. I certainly have not ruled that out. I know it's the least technologically advanced crypto, but standards matter to people. You know, once a standard is in place, people get used to it. It's hard to knock it. So I don't know. I legitimately don't know. The people that say they do know, I'm like, you're overly confident. You should be a little bit more curious than that. I think the reasonable position is I don't know. It's okay to suspect one way or another, but to say flatly, yeah, it's going to happen. It's like, it's only 2022. We do not know for sure. Okay. Unless you're a future person traveling back in time, and then fine, let me know. But 2.5, that's it. That's what their estimation is. And so again, there's even less money in XRP. That's why. That's it. It is no more complex than that, really. So if history repeats, yes, we're going to see some fireworks at some point. So that's why I keep saying, like, we are going to make it. Like, I'm fully confident. So even these times when you see pullbacks, like, it doesn't concern me in the least. Look, guys, I bought weeks before the biggest blow-off top in crypto history at the time anyway, when Bitcoin ran up to almost 20 grand and XRP almost $4. And then I didn't cash out into United States dollars at all. And then I watched my initial investment just like fritter away basically relative to what it's worth in United States dollars. I was like, okay. And back then the emotions could bother me because I needed more experience and needed to do more research. So yeah, it did emotionally hit me a bit back then. But later in the year, eventually I got to the point where it just didn't. It just didn't. But my point in saying is, like, I went through all of that stuff. I went down to the point where XRP was at 11 cents. I was there when the market cap for the asset class, for the entirety of the asset class in 2018 got down to 150, 175 billion for the entire asset class. Hell, even Ethereum is like 2.5 times that at the time I'm recording this. And so, like, I've been through. The trend is up. I don't care. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't make sense to be scared. I understand why people are scared, but I don't think it makes logical sense. It's just emotions, folks. And emotions are stupid, so I just don't have them. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.